excited to finally get into the class.
This is Northeast Georgia's only local source for TV news. From the Grady College of the University of Georgia, this is Grady Newsource.
Welcome to Grady Newsource. I'm Allie Pigler. Thank you for joining us today as we say farewell to our spring semester in Newsource. Today's broadcast will be a bit different than others you've seen throughout the semester, so sit back and enjoy some tips, advice, and some funnies from your spring 2023 Newsource crew. Now we're going to hear from Grady Newsource reporter Cooper Camp live in the studio as she shares some thoughts from our most loyal viewers, our parents. Hey Cooper.
Hey Allie, throughout this semester we were able to bring Northeast Georgia news to our audience, and some of our audience members in particular are incredibly special to us, our parents. I was able to get some of their thoughts and reflections from this class throughout the course of this semester. Here's what they had to say.
I've just been really impressed with the way that the show is run and the details that make it seem as though it's truly a news broadcast from any city in the United States. It's impressive. It seems very well organized and planned out and similar to what you would see from any other city. I'm just proud of you. I'm incredibly proud of you, and I'm glad that you found your niche in journalism.
It was just really fun to see how they learned and tried different things and got creative or showed leadership in different ways. Besides seeing so many people grow in different roles, was just seeing the teamwork.
If you would have known her when she was a little girl, like she was really shy, and I mean like profoundly shy. So to see her get out there and with the dog and the German Shepherd like biting on the thing over and wind her or whatever, one of the things, and then doing the anchor stuff and being able to articulate information the way she did, and just have a level of confidence associated with herself to be able to do that. I thought it was pretty good. I was proud of her.
I hadn't missed the episode. Your daddy would be very, very proud of you.
Without our parents, we couldn't be here where we are today. So on behalf of all of us, we say thank you. Signing off for the very last time for Grady Newsource, I'm Cooper Camp. Back to you, Allie.
Thank you, Cooper. On the final day of Newsource, let's go back in time to hear from some of our reporters about their initial reactions to taking this course. Grady Newsource reporter Destiny Johnson shares her initial thoughts along with several classmates.
I was really excited to finally get into the class, and I was afraid to finally kind of do the stories myself, but once we got into it, it was just really exciting to kind of dip my toe in the water and do journalism myself.
I was just really excited to learn more and get that real world experience. I would say I was really nervous to have to actually go out into the real world though, and interview people and reach out to people.
I wasn't sure if I'd be able to make the quick day turns or honestly think of story ideas, because that's probably one of the hardest parts, is just getting the story ideas and doing them ahead of time so that it actually works out.
I was excited about learning how to increase my digital content like videography and editing, get better at that, and learning how to do it on deadline in a good manner.
I pretty much had zero experience. I took photojournalism, so I didn't even really know what went into shooting a package, all the different kinds of shots you could do, or even how to use Adobe Premiere, what a VO shot was, rundown. So I was pretty scared going in, I'm not gonna lie. It was very intimidating, and I was very worried for how this semester was gonna turn out.
When I initially took Newsource, I was honestly terrified. The one thing that I was fearful of this semester was editing a video in less than a couple of hours, because I heard so much about doing a day term package. And one thing that I was so excited for was getting the newsroom experience. And for Grady Newsource, I'm Destiny Johnson.
Next, let's take a look at some of the crew's favorite stories or roles that they've worked on this semester. Grady Newsource reporter McGregor Rowland discussed these highlights with a few of our reporters.
My favorite story I did this semester was the one that I did about a canine that the Bexar County Police Department had just gotten into their canine unit. His name was Zit, and he was gifted a protective ballistic vest, probably one of the most expensive ones you can get from 2 different nonprofits.
I would say my favorite role and most surprising would be producer. So my favorite story I worked on was my Sojo piece on Bike Athens. I just enjoyed having more time to prepare a story, tell kind of a more complete story.
Favorite story I did was my solutions piece. So I did it on the Grateful Few Biker Riding Club. They bike across Georgia delivering Narcan to law enforcement officers.
Favorite part about doing the story?
My favorite part about doing the story was honestly getting to experience like the training that they did with him firsthand. I let him just go ahead and take a bite out of my arm, and it was honestly really cool.
100% getting to ride on the back of the motorcycle with all of them. It made for excellent B-roll, great nat sound, but also just like being in the moment with them. So I felt like I was kind of a part of the group.
What was the hardest part about producing the story?
Hardest part about producing the story, probably finding, I would probably say it was trying to cut the story and edit it together.
Just the timing and making sure, even though we're supposed to start a little bit over and stuff, just trying to get that down would be most challenging.
Definitely having to figure out what to include in the story and what not to include, because
I've enjoyed several stories I've worked on this semester, but my favorite would have to be speaking with Jennifer Dolander, the owner of Alumni Cookie Dough. She made my job super easy, and I walked away with such an enjoyable experience. There's no doubt that when we're out in the field, reporting for Grady Newsource, the unexpected tends to happen. Grady Newsource reporter Maddie McCaffrey has compiled a few of those experiences for us.
From riding on the back of a motorcycle to being told to leave different places, reporting as an MMJ for Grady Newsource can be an unexpected experience.
So by far craziest experience ever was me riding on the back of a motorcycle for my Sojo piece.
I was outside getting footage of the kids playing, but only getting their hands, feet, no faces, so that we didn't have to worry about like parental consent or anything like that. And the daycare coordinator waved me over and pulled me off the playground and made me delete all of my footage in front of her and told me that I didn't have the right background check to do a story there and that I had to leave.
My craziest MMJ experience would have to be when I tried to film at Kroger, and I went and filmed for about 15 minutes and they told me to leave and delete all my footage. I had nothing to work with, and I tried 6 other grocery stores. They all turned me away, so everything fell through and I really didn't know what to do. I got it figured out, but that was really scary and crazy.
And I hear tapping on my window, on my windshield, and the lady is banging on my windshield, cursing me out and pointing her finger at me, and I didn't do anything besides walk around with my camera.
So there was this one day where I was going to do a story at the 4-H Center in Jackson County, but what I didn't know was that the 4-H Center is in the old jail in Jackson County, and it's directly next to the side of the landfill. So that made for a really interesting and smelly afternoon.
The most unexpected story for me this year was after my first idea didn't work out. It was the Monday after the Super Bowl. I decided to walk into a local wing restaurant in Jackson County, and somehow I was able to come up with a story about inflation, local businesses, and the Super Bowl, but it didn't even end up making it on the show. Reporting for Grady Newsource for the last time, I'm Maddie McCaffrey.
Constructing a viable story comes with many rules and things to look out for. Grady Newsource reporter Logan Crump shows us what a journalist should never do with their stories.
Introducing a story, do not have an irrelevant establishing shot to your topic. My example story here discusses seafood, but this is just a squirrel. Your B-roll cannot have improper lighting, a shaking camera, and must be relevant to the central idea. When gearing up to shoot your stand-up, keep your professionalism. Make sure you are either doing a relevant action or in a location important to your story, and do not reach immediately for the camera after you finish speaking. Under absolutely no circumstances should your stand-up look like this.
Anyways, I'm allergic to seafood, so I can't even eat it, so I don't really have an opinion.
Never ignore the second side of the story. I introduced myself stating I can't eat seafood, so it is important to include sources who can.
Good fish. Some grilled fish, or baked fish, or even steamed fish. Yummy.
Shrimp, I love lobster, I love, crawdads, I love scallops. How do you say that? Scallops, what else?
Dude, seafood is so underrated, but it's so overpriced because you can't get fresh seafood here in Athens.
While these sources covered the second side of the story, the interviews were at odd angles, the sources didn't provide any new information to the story, had incorrect names and titles, and had distracting transitions and jump cuts. When you are ending your story, again, keep your B-roll relevant and provide the bigger picture of the issue you're reporting on. This story provides an example of what you should never seen aired on any news network. Logan Crump, Grady Newsource.
Not every story makes it into the show. Some get cut for time. Grady Newsource reporter and expert in getting floated, Owen Burt, joins us live in the newsroom to tell us just how he did it.
Hi, Allie. Yes, most of you probably don't recognize me as I don't often make the show because they cut my stories to fit us in the 30-minute time slot. And here's how I did that. It starts the night before the show when our pitches are due. And you pitch a half-baked idea that you don't start to develop, and you forget about it until the next morning at the pitch meeting. And Professor V is going to ask you how you're going to visualize that story, and you just don't come up with an answer. Fast forward to 4:30, your story's in, you got it in, but it's not very newsworthy. You only have one side of the story. And our show is 4 minutes over. And you're in the E block because they didn't think you were going to actually get it done. So they cut your story for time. And if you don't want to get floated, don't do what I did and pitch a newsworthy story and work on it in advance. Back to you, Allie.
Thank you for sharing that with us, Owen. Coming up after the break, we're checking in with some Newsource alums on what they think we should keep in mind when going into our first jobs.
Make sure that you have faith and
people do some pretty cool things in their 40s and 50s. Why should saving for retirement be any different? I mean, they go back to college, learn new instruments, start skateboarding. Okay, maybe that one's not for everybody, but saving for retirement is. With aceyourretirement.org, you can get on track with your retirement savings no matter your age. Just have a 3-minute chat with Avo, the friendly digital retirement coach from AARP. You'll get personalized recommendations based on your input that are easy to understand and work with your lifestyle. It's quick, easy, and free. Plus, it's sponsored by AARP, so you know they got your back.
gnarly move, Dad.
Thanks, sweetie.
So wherever you are in your retirement savings journey, head to aceyourretirement.org and start chatting with Avo today. That's aceyourretirement.org.
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
My Shiro doesn't always wear a cape, but she always has time for a hug, a smile, for going the extra mile. My Shiro stretches every dollar, puts in long hours, puts others first. But now it's your time, Mom. When you're ready to retire, we want you to be able to enjoy it. It's time to start saving now. A free 3-minute online chat can give you the personalized tips you need to start boosting your retirement savings today. Visit aceyourretirement.org.
Since this is our final Newsource show, Grady Newsource reporter Connor Hendricks spoke to those that came before us.
That's right, Allie. As the clock counts down on our final broadcast and the semester fades to black, I wanted to catch up with some Newsource alums. And check in and see what the road ahead is like.
Make sure that you have faith in your abilities and yourself, and don't be afraid to try new things and be willing to go outside of your comfort zone a little bit, to step outside the box and learn and grow. You won't regret it. And again, bet on yourself.
Number one, never lose your curiosity. That's the best source of story ideas. If it's something you're curious about, if you see a sign and it says coming soon and it doesn't say what is coming soon, if you read something that sparks your interest and you want to know more, follow that curiosity. That's where the best stories come from.
Be flexible because dreams can change, goals can change, priorities may change. But you have to know you just gained a whole new set of skills that you can apply to any industry.
I would definitely keep in touch with your Grady faculty and staff that have made such a big difference in your college career and will continue to make a huge difference for you after you graduate. I know they have for me, and every job I've had after graduation has been through Grady connections.
I wish I could go back and tell my younger self that you want to be able to look at yourself in the mirror at the end of the day and know that you did the right thing, which may not always mean you get the story every time. So never lose your humanity. We need people with compassion and emotion in this job.
In speaking with our Newsource alums, I think the biggest takeaway was just be true to yourself. Live for the last time, Connor Hendricks, Grady Newsource. Allie?
Thank you, Connor. Throughout our Grady College of Journalism journey, we have been privileged to have many great professors teach us. Grady Newsource reporter Hannah Nelson asked some of our classmates which professors have made the biggest impacts on them.
My favorite Grady professor, I would say, would be Mr. Shumway, because he taught me all about video production, because before that class, I had no idea what I was doing with editing the videos. So I also Mr. Shumway, and he's took a very personal approach to teaching us, so it made it very fun. And I felt comfortable talking to him about anything, especially with video stuff as well.
So my favorite Grady professors have to be Professor Michaelis and Professor Finley. They're both in the sports media program, but they've really helped me with my career aspirations and given me such good advice and such career pathways that have opened up a lot of doors for me, and I'm very grateful for everything they've taught me and everything they've done for me in both education and in the professional sense.
I would say some of my favorite professors have been Dr. Osman. She's been really great. I also really love Professor Johnston and Dr. Herndon. All the professors are really amazing, but those are definitely stood out to me over the years.
My favorite Grady professor, honestly, all of them were amazing, so it's hard to just pick one, but I really loved taking a class with Lori Johnston. She was just such a supportive professor, and I feel like she was like, her class was the first one I took when I first got into Grady, and so I feel like she sort of established that love and just excitement for me to be in Grady and learn more about the journalism world.
I would say my favorite professor would have to be Christopher Shumway. I had him for 2 semesters, and Mr. Shumway is just by far one of the coolest teachers, one of the coolest humans I've ever met. He is so intelligent. He is the reason I'm able to edit a video today and why I know what I'm doing. Shumway, you're the man.
My 2 favorite Grady professors are Professor Michaelis and Professor Shumway. I'm so thankful for the ways that they have inspired me throughout my Grady journey. Professor M for giving me tons of great sports advice and really helping me find some confidence in the broadcast form, and Professor Shumway with all of his video advice. I feel like I've grown so much more in my editing and the way I can put videos together, and I'm forever thankful for these 2.
They are the magic behind Grady Newsource. Without them, well, I wouldn't be talking to you on air right now. They run audio, prompter, and direct. Our tech team is the heart and soul of this show. Let me introduce some of them to you.
I'm Sarah Fredrickson, and I am the SPM for Newsource on Mondays. UGA. Every week is a new show, a new team of people. We're always trying something new, trying to improve. And just making sure that all of those moving pieces are moving in the same direction to really make sure this live show can come together, and actually being able to help out these journalists that are trying to improve their skills and become, full-fledged professional journalism. Tapping us, I think, is a really important way to actually get these shows on the roll.
Shakira, the pre-recording queen award, because that's what she's always here for. Yay!
It's really fun to get to learn from the people in the class. I'm just started my Grady career, my journalism major, so it's fun to get to see, to get to learn from everyone who's in the class and see from people who are 2 years above me, and kind of see where I'm gonna be in 2 years a little bit, and hope for the best. Hopefully I'm as good as them.
I said no paparazzi. It's actually Captain, sailor, vets. Oh, I never get stressed. Never. Why? Does it seem like I'm stressed?
Don't get stressed ever?
No. Never? No. But you never want to go crawl in a hole and cry? What was the question?
The primary source of my stress is Sydney Hood.
I love Sydney Hood.
Newsource is family. Anyone who says otherwise needs to watch the Fast and Furious franchise and get a reality check, because it's stronger than that.
Can you hear it now? No, in here.
We also want to give a big shout out to Cassidy, our third SPM, who couldn't be here today, but she is an absolute rock star, and we are so appreciative of her work.
Huge shout out to Tom White. He is our engineer, and I wouldn't know how to do anything without him. I've literally been texting him all day since he's not here because I have no idea how to do anything. So thank you, Tom.
Coming up after the break, Olivia has a look back at some of our favorite football moments and is joined by a special guest.
Last week, Brandon met a girl on a dating app. One day after work, he finally found the courage to ask her out. No answer. He started to panic. Was he being too pushy? Maybe it was too...
Hey, sorry I didn't respond. I was driving. I would love to go on a date. How does tonight sound?
Brandon tried to play it cool, but inside he knew. A girl so smart, so responsible. She must be a keeper.
You know, a lot of people say when you're going somewhere, you don't want to look back. But I beg to differ. For her to see her father celebrate his graduation, that's the best feeling in the world. I can't lie and say it was easy. But sometimes you just have to stop everything and take it in. I looked at everything in a different light. And I realized it started with me going back and getting my high school diploma.
Jordan knows he shouldn't eat this entire bowl of nachos, but tonight he's earned that right. Because a few hours ago, in the middle of happy hour, he recognized a sign. Not from the gods or a bolt of lightning, but from a double heart, a kissy face, and a fourth ha in ha ha ha. That's when Jordan knew he was buzzed. So when it was time to go, he got a ride home instead of driving. Be a legend like Jordan. Recognize your buzzed warning signs and get a ride home. Buzz driving is drunk driving.
There is a road laid out for me.
First night here, but Amy seems cool.
Leading down to the river. I am blind, but I need not see.
What do you think?
I know this road is there for me. If I'm really free, take me down to the river and walk.
What's up? Welcome back. It is Olivia Goche coming to you live for one last time outside of Sanford Stadium. It has truly been a record-breaking year for UGA athletics and an amazing year for Georgia football, being the first team in the college football playoff era to win back-to-back national championships and score a record number of points in that game. A few of us want to just take a look back at some of our favorite moments from this past football season. So as many of you know, this past Saturday was the annual G-Day Spring Scrimmage game. So I'm joined now by former UJ receiver Karis Jackson. Karis, can you tell us a little bit about the 4 rings that you guys received on Saturday, and which one's your favorite?
I would love to tell you. So here today I have all 4 rings that we received on Saturday, which the one up top is our national championship ring. The black ring is our Peach Bowl ring, and this other beautiful ring is our SC Championship ring, and everyone else also got the CLP ring. But what makes these rings special is they have a lot of details into them. You know, we have a lot of remembrance of our late members that was connected with our team, and we was able to engrave their letters, those initials on all of our rings, and we're just glad that we was able to do that. It was a special moment, but just the fact that we was able to get 4 rings and without the one season was very special. Just having the opportunity to be able to give back to the community, and not all of us was able to be here, but at the same time we was able to capture a moment like this by receiving these type of rings. So we're excited.
Awesome. That is amazing. Coming up after the break, Josh will be back in the studio with you to let you know if we can expect this beautiful weather to continue.
People do some pretty cool things in their 40s and 50s. Why should saving for retirement be any different? I mean, they go back to college, learn new instruments, start skateboarding. Okay, maybe that one's not for everybody, but saving for retirement is. With aceyourretirement.org, you can get on track with your retirement savings no matter your age. Just have a 3-minute chat with Avo, the friendly digital retirement coach from AARP. You'll get personalized recommendations based on your input that are easy to understand and work with your lifestyle. It's quick, easy, and free. Plus, it's sponsored by AARP, so you know they got your back.
Gnarly move, Dad.
Thanks, sweetie.
So wherever you are in your retirement savings journey, head to aceyourretirement.org and start chatting with Avo today. That's aceyourretirement.org.
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
My Shiro doesn't always wear a cape, but she always has time for a hug, a smile, for going the extra mile. My Shiro stretches every dollar, puts in long hours, puts others first. But now it's your time, Mom. When you're ready to retire, we want you to be able to enjoy it. It's time to start saving now. A free 3-minute online chat can give you the personalized tips you need to start boosting your retirement savings today. Visit aceyourretirement.org.
Welcome back. Josh Talevsky is standing by with this week's forecast and an update on how our reporters will have some fun in the sun. How's everything looking, Josh?
Allie, things are looking great as we're wrapping up our semester here in Grady Newsource. Now, the sun is shining on our final day with the high around 72 degrees, and the wind could get up to 30 miles per hour today, but it should die down in the evening with a low around 45. Now, we're going to continue to enjoy the sunshine this week. Tuesday, we'll have a high of 80 and a low of 51, with the wind similar to today. Now, we'll see a warmer Wednesday, a high at 85 degrees and a low here of 55. Thursday, the high will be 84 with a low of 57. If you're planning on checking out day 1 of the Athens Twilight Criterion Friday, the high will be 83 with a low of 59. There's a 20% chance of thunderstorms after 2, continuing into the evening, so a jacket could come in handy. Well, this is our farewell show, and soon our crew will have a few free days to get out in the great outdoors. Let's see what plans are in store.
Maybe play some beach volleyball in my apartment with the group of people that do that. Join in.
I plan on taking lots of long runs outside. When I run outside and it's warm, it just feels like serotonin is running through me. So I plan on doing that and laying outside.
After class, I'll be going to the pool probably every day and chilling by the pool in my flip-flops.
Well, I've been here at UGA for around 4 years, have yet to go to the botanical gardens. I think that's something I definitely need to cross off my list once class is done and the weather is so nice out right now.
All my friends go tanning like all day, every day, and I never can because I'm in the newsroom. So I'm looking forward to going outside and tanning by the pool. And a few of us in this class are going to a Braves game on Friday.
I am going to be playing golf, probably 18 holes a day, and learning how to surf behind a boat at the lake.
I'm going to be at the pool. I'm not leaving that spot. I'm going to be out in the sun, roasting, going to get red as a lobster.
Now, as for me, I'll probably fit in a round of golf and play a game of basketball or two. With today's Grady Newsource weather, I'm Josh Talevsky. Back to you, Allie.
Thank you, Josh. We can't reflect on this semester without showing you what happens when things don't go as planned. And it probably happens a lot more often than you think. Check out this semester's blooper reel.
One organization here in Athens connects students with us in the studio to tell us more.
Georgia bill could help combat period poverty.
Thank you for that, Connor. Up next, we're going to go over to Juliana Washburn with the weather. Jules, how's the weather looking today?
I am Juliana Washburn with the weather. It is
in the restricted area. Please return to the plaza.
The technical difficulties, and we are going to take a look at Destiny's package video story here in just a moment. Oh, Destiny, so while we wait, tell me a little bit more about the program. And besides, all right, so we can go to break. Topic to cover.
Yeah, for sure. Well, thank you so much for joining us. Now, earlier
they lack food, consistent access to food. Grady.
Well, that's it for the weather. How's sports looking, Colin?
Monken, Georgia's offensive coordinator for the past 3 seasons, is heading back to the NFL, taking the offensive coordinator position with the Baltimore Ravens. Now, Monken ran a modern pro-style offense with tight end heavy.
The dispensers are really easy to use. The dispensers are really easy to use. The button.
Gosh, I don't know what you would call a gymnastics meet. Yes, gymnastics meets versus Alabama.
4 hours. Grady Newsource reporter Cooper Camp.
That's all for now. I'll be back more with later.
This is Sweetheart.
On Northview Drive. Blech.
The end of Newsource means it's graduation time for a lot of students in this class. Grady Newsource reporter Juliana Washburn pulled a few classmates aside to ask them what some believe is a very daunting question.
You're probably wondering, what are our plans for after Newsource? I talked to a couple people in the class, and here's what they said.
I'm Sydney Hood, and after graduation, I'm moving to Augusta, Georgia to start working as an MMJ at News 12.
Hi, my name's Josh Tuletsky, and after graduation, I will be the statistical savant and broadcast associate with the Savannah Bananas. So essentially helping out run our shows, which are streamed free on YouTube all the time, and also getting some more on-air reps and giving you all the bananalytics you could possibly need.
I'm Cooper Camp, and after I graduate, I will be moving to Knoxville, Tennessee to begin graduate school to get my master's in sport management.
Hey, it's Connor Hendricks, and after graduation, I'm heading to Iowa to be the state capitol reporter for KCRG TV9 News.
My name is Olivia Wakeham, and after graduation, I plan to intern at the Atlanta Journal-Constitution during the summer, where I'll be doing the features desk.
Hey, I'm Colin Oakes, and once I graduate, I will be moving to Panama City to be the evening producer for the NBC station WGHG.
And me, well, I'll be moving to Lubbock, Texas to be an on-air reporter for KAMC, KLBK, and I can't wait.
Thank you to all of our viewers for watching. I'm Allie Pigler. For the very last time, you've watched Spring 2023 Grady Newsource.
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
You're home before sunrise. On top of the house, the kids, and our future. The smell of your cooking is our alarm clock. My Shiro's day is never done. So let's start saving a little more now so we can feel prepared for retirement. A free 3-minute online chat can give us the personalized tips we need so we can live our lives to the fullest. Visit aceyourretirement.org.
Julie was always a voracious reader. She'd carry 2 novels on an airplane because she'd read one on a 3-4 hour ride. And at some point, I began to notice that she would read a page and couldn't remember what she had just read, and she'd have to go back and read it again.
I don't remember much these days after I read, but less does for me, and I love it.
Hey world, I have a quick message. It's about safe driving. All right, let's go. Anytime you're driving, have the seatbelt buckled tight. Both hands on the wheel and your phone out of sight. When not in your hand trying to text somebody back. Because if you do, your car might get smacked. The moral of the story, just put your phone down. The people on the road will stay safe and sound. Put your phone down, put your phone down. People on the road will stay safe and sound. Yeah.